Hello everybody, it's your boy NoukonNeko, your perfect virtual feline friend, a purveyor of good vibes. So today we're here to play some Genshin Impact, and we're gonna be doing Wriothesley's character story. Yeah, like last night we did some Spiral Abyss, and we're kind of ended in a good place. I didn't completely get max stars, but I got pretty much mostly what I want. The last star, it feels like it's possible, but it's not gonna be easy without like some trial and error, and I just prefer to kind of move on with my time rather than keep on spending more time on it. So especially when there isn't really a guarantee that I would get it in the first place, even though I'm pretty sure it's just better to move on for now and then revisit again when resets. Yeah, I just rather kind of continue doing some more character story. Let's go see what we have. Yeah, again, we're going to Wriothesley because he's the only new chapter that is available. Let's go grab that key. I always forget that there's hangout events. One of these days, I'm not sure if I'm going to do on the stream, but probably when I have more time. Yeah, I think when I'm at a place where there's no other game I want to cover, and I'm caught up with everything else in Genshin, like main story and character story, then and exploration, then this would be the very last thing I do, pretty much, if I'm really out of everything. But I think I have so much things I want to do that it's not going to be a while until I do hangout events. And the reason why I'm doing Wriothesley over the other four, even though I do like some other the other characters than Wriothesley, but because there's a chance that as Fontaine continues that we might be locked out of the story because we didn't do Wriothesley. That's why he's a higher priority. Because I really doubt we're going to see more things involving involving Inazuma or Sumeru for a while. Yeah, these three is from Sumeru and Yoyumi is from Inazuma, so yeah, it's safe to assume it's just better to work with Wriothesley first. And then I think tomorrow, if I still have a bit more time, then I'll probably cover one of these four. I think they all are pretty equal in terms of priority, but maybe I should just go in like backwards order. I guess Yoimiya is kind of newer than the other three. Yeah, I could go in backwards order. But anyways, I'll worry about Wriothesley for now. Yeah, I kind of want to like continue doing some Genshin this week, and then next week I can kind of start moving away to other games that I've been wanting to cover. I had to go back to the Prism Meripede. It's kind of weird because this is going to be after we did the Archon story. And I think Wriothesley's character story was right before it. Account before it. But it wasn't blocking us, so it's probably not going to be related to what's going to happen during the Archon story. Yeah, but we'll see. Our time in the prison was definitely an interesting one, right? Kind of, the funny thing is it kind of made me thought, huh? Reborn in the land of grievance. Continue the current quest by cause parts of the following quest to become occupied. Unfinished comedy. I think we can go ahead and continue. Can I tell which one is it? Yeah, this is Land of Grievance. That one's unoccupied comedy. But does it even show up in my quest log if I go into this? Oh, this one. This quest location is currently involved with other quest. Ooh, who is this? This is not a character story. This is just a Fontaine story. Okay, but yeah, we'll worry about that one later. We'll do Wriothesley first. Since Ari just accepted.
I thought the Fortress of Meropide would be super scary, but looking back on it, it really wasn't that bad at all. You've got a set schedule, guaranteed food and board, and you can even buy all kinds of stuff with credit coupons. It's really no surprise that many people don't even want to leave.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to believe that some people don't want to leave prison, but sometimes when life is going too well in prison, I guess the real world, the outside world, can kind of be scary. So they just prefer to stay. Oh yeah, I forgot. It is probably Thanksgiving on some parts of the other world right now. Wait, but the other parts of the world don't really celebrate Thanksgiving. But I mean, it is Thanksgiving on some parts of North America, right? Yeah, I am kind of on the West Coast. It hasn't hit quite yet, but it's close. So that means the East Coast for sure. Okay, yeah, you're right. They probably have that guy to thank for that. And I guess we're talking about Wriothesley.
Oh, you mean Wriothesley? He's definitely a pretty impressive leader. Well, he does look kind of intimidating. He's actually pretty easy to talk to once you've had a conversation or two with him. Paimon wonders how he's like with the people here. Do they also get the same guy we do, or is he a lot harsher with the bad guys?
He's probably has a good number of tricks for every situation.
Yeah, he must be doing something right to maintain order here, while not making everything feel super oppressive.
Excuse me, did I hear someone there? Could you please do me a favor?
Huh? Paimon could have sworn she just heard something.
Me too.
Excuse me, is someone passing by? Could you do me a favor, please?
Nope, Paimon wasn't dreaming. There's someone over there for sure. But Paimon doesn't see anyone.
Oh,
In the box?
my call. Thank you so much. I'm over here, inside this big box.
I guess he got locked in.
You're inside the box? Oh, no wonder Paimon didn't see anything. Well, come on, Traveler, let's go take a look. Why are you hiding in here anyway? If we hadn't happened to pass by, you could have been stuck for days.
It's a bit complicated. Can we not talk about that for now?
Did someone shave your eyebrows? What? Did someone strip you of your clothes? That would make sense, but would people really do that down here?
Whoa, that's terrible. Did someone seriously do that to you?
No, it was nothing quite that serious. I'd just like some help finding my hat.
Just your hat? But then, why can't you look for it yourself? Huh. Wait, Paimon gets it! Something must have happened to your hair!
Paimon, we don't have to ask.
Sorry. So that's what happened. Paimon gets it now. No wonder why you had to hide inside the box. You just need your hat, right? We'll get it back to you right away. What kind of hat was it?
I think you may have misunderstood me, but never mind. Please just help me find my hat. It's a soft and brown hat with a bit of a brim, nothing fancy. I think I probably lost it near the entrance elevator. It was getting a bit hot, so I took it off and had a quick nap, but when I came to, it was gone. It's really important to me, so Your help would mean the world. I'll wait here for your return.
Don't worry, we'll be back in no time.
Huh. I wonder how this is all related to Wriothesley. It was kind of random. I don't know if you do anything for Thanksgiving. I do spend time with my family, you know, my parents and my sibling, for Thanksgiving. We have like a Thanksgiving dinner. Sometimes when other family have Thanksgiving dinner, then we kind of join them, but it's been quite a hectic year, so I kind of doubt anybody's gonna be throwing any big Thanksgiving events. But my sibling, who has a kid, he's turned like 2 years old. He's gonna be having his birthday party pretty soon. So we have that going on this weekend. So it's gonna be quite I guess a more low-key Thanksgiving this year for us, at least for me. Gonna eat some. Well, it's funny because we normally would have turkey and stuff, but like because of it being kind of small this time around, we're just gonna have like a roasted chicken. It's just because it's smaller than a turkey. Turkey is usually for really bigger family events. So near the elevator. This is going down. Is it at the bottom? Yeah, it's at the bottom. All right, here.
Paimon doesn't see anything here. Well, let's go somewhere else.
When I'm like in this prison, I kind of think about like the JoJo arc. I think it's the most recent one. Where they're kind of in the prison right now. It's funny because I haven't actually finished that arc. But the other thing that's funny is the voice actor for Wriothesley, at least the Japanese one, is actually the voice actor for Jojo. Yeah, that arc with Jotaro I do know pretty well. It's just that a bunch of other animes, I was watching the more recent JoJo arc, kind of came up, so I kind of got detoured. Eventually I'll go back and finish it. I'm not like a heavy JoJo fan or anything, but when I have nothing to watch, I do like to kind of watch it just so I know my memes, because a lot of memes nowadays kind of follow JoJo type of content. Here?
Just where is that thing? Oh, this is taking longer than Paimon thought.
That's why my sister has a kid and he's about to turn 2 and I don't know when. Oh. Well, technically, we were supposed to have the birthday party last weekend, but apparently he got really sick a couple days before the weekend, and the parents were kind of concerned that he wasn't going to join the birthday party when he's kind of sick, right? That's usually when people want to keep away from him. So they postponed it to this weekend. Not floating around in the water, is it? How important is this hat?
Water either. Paimon thought it might have gotten blown in. Oh, we've looked everywhere and still not seen anything that looks like a hat.
Let's turn back. Can't scour the entire fortress. We could just buy him a hat. He wouldn't know the difference though. He says it's an important hat to him. So I don't think that would work.
That's a good idea. If he's just looking to cover his head, then it shouldn't matter what kind of hat he's wearing.
Well, he said that we had the wrong idea, so I don't think he's actually bald.
Why don't we check out the Rag and Bone Shop? If memory serves, they got all kinds of stuff in there.
You sure you get fired up quick when it comes to shopping? I'm only paying for the hat, though, Paimon.
Huh? How did you know what Paimon was thinking? Oh, this is bad. Nothing gets past you nowadays. Well, either way, let's go check it out first.
Yeah, Matt Mercer does Joe. Huh? You know, I never knew that because whenever I watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, at least whenever I watch anime in general, I watch with the Japanese voice actors with English subs. I'm a subber rather than a dubber. Yeah, so I wouldn't know. I wonder what to catch that. And then the other thing is, I guess I don't watch Critical Role too much either. I have watched their that one anime series, the one that's on Amazon, that's based on Critical Role. But that's crazy if Taro is voiced by Matt Mercer. Does that mean Wriothesley isn't really voiced? That'd be crazy if Wriothesley was also voiced by Matt Mercer as well. Like the JP voice actor. If that was the case, then he essentially is, the JoJo of Genshin. Because it was random, but I was seeing a bunch of JoJo memes when it comes to Wriothesley, and I didn't know why until I found out about the JP voice actor for Wriothesley.
Paimon doesn't remember you being the boss.
Yeah, The Legend of Vox Machina. That was the series I was talking about earlier. Right. That was fun. That was good to watch. I did watch season 1 and season 2. So I'm just waiting for season 3.
Well, I'm just standing in for Mr. Alvar while he's off restocking the shop. Now just wait a sec. A blonde foreigner dressed all in white, accompanied by a glaze-covered flying chunk of gingerbread. Oh, you must be the legendary traveler and their companion Paimon.
No! Well, you're half right. Paimon's the traveler's treasured companion, sure, but she's not some flying chunk of gingerbread!
Yeah, I wonder where people got that impression from.
Sorry, I never thought I'd get the chance to see you with my own eyes, so got a bit ahead of myself. I hope you find it in your magnanimous hearts to forgive my discourtesy. I'm just a nobody, after all.
There's no need to put yourself down like that. Paimon's just venting.
Why, your heroic actions at Araneus have long made their way to the fortress of Meripede. We heard that you were personally received by His Grace when you made your way down here, you know. Ah, you were the envy of all. And you're one of His Grace's favorite people, so of course, everyone wants to be introduced to you.
So it's because of him. And here I thought I had made it as a hero.
Well, I figure you'd appreciate honesty over flattery. After all, I also only joined up here because I'd heard Mr. Alvar was a good friend of the Duke. And though I've only caught scant sight of His Grace since then, as fate would have it, I've become fast friends with Mr. Alvar himself. I mean, we've all got agendas, but rather than trying to force something to be true, it's often better to just go with the flow.
Oh, so now you're trying to kiss up to us.
Well, I did mean it when I called you legends, and it is indeed an honor to meet the two of you. Oh, enough of that. Is there something you're looking for?
A man's hat.
No problem. Anything else? Hey, feel free to check out anything you want. The credit coupon costs are on me.
Oh.
But that's, you don't have to be so nice.
Actually, how much credit coupons do we even have?
Well, it's not like I'm getting paid to watch this shop. Instead of more coupons, Mr. Alvar usually lets me just take my pick of our goods. Life's been pretty good recently, so I might as well just waive your bill. Never hurts to make some friends.
Well, if you put it that way...
Alright, Paimon will take a look.
2 snacks.
Are you sure you don't want more? These opportunities don't come by every day, you know.
It's alright, 2 will do.
Never thought you'd turn down a chance to freeload.
It just doesn't feel the same if the owner's offering everything to you for free.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Anyway, we don't need to get into that right now. We can discuss Paimonology later. That poor guy must still be waiting for us. Thank you so much. We'll be off then.
No problem, and thank you for your patronage. I'd appreciate it if you could put in a nice word for our establishment the next time you speak to His Grace.
That's a real sneaky way of getting good reviews.
Oh, yeah.
We've been gone a while. Paimon hopes that guy in the box hasn't passed out from lack of air.
Voice acts a lot of really cool characters. A voice acts in Law, in One Piece, and Cowboy from Overwatch, Julian Scott Kennedy, and Resident Evil 6. Oh, from Resident Evil 6. It's funny because these are actually a lot of content I have not been touching. Like I knew that the cowboy in Overwatch was replaced. And it must have been from Matt Mercer. And I kind of stopped playing Overwatch by then already. And in One Piece, I haven't touched that just because the series has been too long. If I literally have no more anime to watch, caught up with like JoJo and everything else, then maybe I will touch it. But like, it's just kind of intimidating to start a series that far ahead. Yeah, McCree was that cowboy's name. And then I haven't really played any Resident Evil before. I watched people play it, but I guess that's why we hear it. But I haven't played it myself. So he voices Leon. I'm trying to remember how that sounds. But mostly when I hear Matt Mercer, I hear him about being the GM for Critical Role. That's his like main thing I hear from. We have to go back up, right? So this should be faster than trying to find the elevator. Here's your hat, box guy.
You can come out now. We found your hat.
You did? Oh, Archon, you just saved my life. Just one sec.
Wait, so you're not actually bald? You've got such a full head of hair, too!
I mean, I told you that there had been a misunderstanding. This has nothing to do with my hair. Wait, this isn't my hat.
Well, we got you a new one. We tried really hard to look for your hat, but no dice.
To be precise, someone else gave it to us.
Ah, I see. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful, but unfortunately, there's just something special about my hat.
You know, this guy kind of sounds like that one Giovanni guy from the Honkai Star Rail event.
Does it have some kind of sentimental value?
But, sorry, I can't explain at the moment. Time's tight as well, so I suppose I'll keep looking for a while.
If you're looking for a hat, I just picked one up over here. Is it yours?
Your Grace!
Why is it looking so sketchy?
It's been a while.
It's a slow day today, so I decided to go for a little stroll. Even if your workspace isn't cramped, it's still good to get some air.
Yeah, they didn't show us the hat either, so it must be a really interesting looking hat.
I'll say I'm not at all surprised to find the two of you here. You never could turn down someone's request for help.
It's what good adventurers do, after all.
Is that so? Maybe I should consider asking the Adventurers Guild to open a branch here. As I recall, these hats are very important to members of the Beret Society. Best you avoid misplacing it again, You might not have the same luck next time.
Understood. Thank you so much, Your Grace. Then I'll be off. I'll get going now.
A little awkward.
Strange guy. Why did he care so much about his hat?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Oh, and has he done something wrong? When he saw you, it was as if he'd seen a ghost.
Oh, not at all. In fact, members of the Beret Society are model prisoners. They work hard and never get into trouble. They save me a lot of work, in fact. As for him, I'd guess he's just more of an introvert. It's not unusual for the more shy prisoners to freak out when I show up unannounced.
Huh? Shy? There are prisoners who are afraid to talk to people?
Prisoners are still people, after all. There are as many crimes and motives as there are stars in the sky. The idea of the criminal as a selfish, heartless brute is just a stereotype. Such labels could never capture the complexity of even a single individual person. What kind of a person a prisoner may be and why they've committed a crime, we'd never know these things if they don't share their story with us.
Huh. You've got a point. Anyway, it's all good as long as it makes sense to you.
When is this Beret Society?
Although most of the societies here will just turn individual brawls into mass ones, the Beret Society does appear to be an exception, and it's instead trying to experiment with some novel and interesting things. If you have some time, why don't we grab something at the Coupon Cafeteria? It'll give us time to catch up too. And if you're still interested in the Berets after that, I can take you to their usual gathering place as well.
Paimon's not the biggest fan of that cafeteria, but if we're gonna catch up...
Let's go then.
All right then, please follow me.
To the Coupon Cafeteria. I thought you liked some of the food sometimes, Paimon. I mean, we just had some weird food from Switch Fiend sometimes, but that's it. It's supposed to be healthy for us, apparently.
Welcome, Your Grace, and the Traveler. Would you like 3 orders of today's welfare meal? Unfortunately, we weren't informed of your visit in advance, so we didn't prepare any super deluxe welfare meals today.
I'll pass on the food then. What about you?
Super deluxe or bust.
Then Paimon will also pass. Paimon will save her stomach for something better.
What a pity. It would seem that none of us can properly appreciate your skills, Walsey.
Then I must beg Your Grace to find me some more ingredients, so I can come up with some more welfare meal recipes. If you're not in the mood to eat, I can get you some drinks. We just got some great shipments in from above.
Yes, please? Huh. Paimon didn't know you could get non-welfare stuff at this place.
It's not for everyone. Think of it as a special treat for VIPs.
Oh, now that's what Paimon likes to hear. In that case, 2 bottles of the drink for Paimon, please.
2 bottles coming right up.
Long as not synth.
Our first meeting took place on short notice, and we were both swamped by everything that happened after, so there was no time for more casual chit-chat. I'm actually quite fond of stories, you know. Of course, the others have already told me a lot about your deeds in Fontaine, but I'd love to hear it straight from the source.
Oh.
Whoa. That'd be quite the long story.
We fought tooth and nail for the sake of justice. I'm still trying to learn more about Fontaine. To be honest, I really wasn't that involved with a lot of it. I mean, that's being too modest, right? I am still trying to learn more about Fontaine, that's for sure. I'll go with the middle option.
I see. Certainly that'd fit your title as the Traveler. Seeing everything for yourself, recording everything to the best of your ability, and making lots of friends along the way. I'm sure that by the end of your journey you'll possess an unmatched amount of perspectives and opportunities.
Paimon gets the sense that you're trying to flatter us. That guy we talked to earlier was obviously trying to get us to put in a good word for him, but you're the Duke, right? Why would you need to get on our good side?
Well, after all, you did help the fortress and I maintain our autonomy. Is it so strange that I would want to give a few words of praise out of genuine admiration?
Just a little bit. It's because you don't ever talk about yourself.
So this is a matter of trust. Which is unfortunate, since I don't have nearly as interesting of a story to offer about myself. I was convicted and sent here at an early age. I only became the top dog after spending a long time figuring out its inner workings. Power and control come in many forms, some fair and ethical, others less so. And since we're all sinners here, the victor calls the shots, no matter how they manage to get to the top. So, what do you think? Didn't put you much more at ease, now did it?
Kinda. You're really different from most of the people we've met so far.
I'm perfectly aware of that too, but even so, that doesn't make me think any less of you. I would very much like to maintain friendly relations with you two.
That's how I feel as well. I must thank you for your generosity, but...
Your Grace, after following your instructions, we were able to find a box of undeclared contraband in the latest shipment of cargo. They were extremely well hidden, and we've confirmed that the senders have been using this method to smuggle goods for a while. We're trying to trace the goods to their source.
Got it. Leave the box here and contact me immediately if you make any progress. You're dismissed.
Yes, Your Grace.
Sorry, I'd almost completely forgotten about this.
She mentioned something about contraband. Are they like dangerous goods?
Not necessarily. The term is just applied to things people want to bring in on the sly. Many people here are experts at pulling rabbits out of the most ordinary hats, so we have to examine everything carefully. Now, what do we have here? It's more or less what I expected.
Whoa, this is certainly a box of curiosities. Mora, snacks, yarn, balls, ropes, mechanical parts, and even a gem!
Yeah, that is interesting.
Wait, if you've confiscated this entire box, then does that mean all of this belongs to you now?
Yep. We can't just send them back up now, can we?
What? But that's just insane profit! Traveler, why don't you become a duke as well?
And what about you, Paimon?
Paimon will be your vault keeper!
Jokes aside, I didn't know you'd be so interested in this box. How about this then? You can pick anything you want from it. Consider it a gift from me.
Really? You'll let Paimon pick anything? No takebacks. Paimon will have you know that she's got a real good eye for treasure.
Well, a lot of freebies today for some reason.
I never joke about things like this.
Alright, Paimon's gonna have a look.
It's gonna be the jewel.
Paimon wants this one. This dark, sparkly gem. You just know it must be worth a ton of Mora.
I called it. But there's something about that gem.
Actually, never mind. Paimon doesn't want this gem anymore. Can Paimon pick something else instead?
Paimon, what's wrong? Are you feeling unwell?
There's something weird about this gem. Paimon remembered a lot of bad things when she picked it up. Paimon couldn't even tune them out. It's as if the gem was just drawing them out of Paimon's brain. It was super spooky.
Is that so? Let me give it a try. Paimon's right. I too experienced some unpleasant flashbacks.
Let me try.
Are you sure? I wouldn't exactly call it fun.
Let's make sure I know exactly what you saw. My constitution is a little bit different from everyone else's.
Fair enough. Go ahead. I don't think it'll have a permanent effect.
Are you okay, Traveler? You also saw something, right?
Yeah, it's just as you said. I relived some rather unforgettable memories.
I'll take this gem then and run a thorough investigation on its properties. Paimon, feel free to pick something else.
Then... actually, never mind. Paimon's gonna pass. Paimon was thinking about one of the snacks, but who knows if it'll also make Paimon sick.
An astute decision. It doesn't hurt to be careful.
You do have a point. In that case, we should destroy the entire box and all of its contents. Seems like we're almost done with our drinks, too. Let's go check out the Society's gathering place, then. I can introduce you, and we can also continue our conversation while we're at it.
Wait, are you this free every day or something?
Just noticed? I wasn't exactly busy the first time we met, either.
Oh, so he voice acted as Levi in Attack on Titan as well. Again, I didn't watch the dub. All subs in Attack on Titan. Speaking of Attack on Titan, I have not watched I think the true final season that came out, the part 2. I have it sitting in my computer. It's just I've been busy. Just need to find some time to watch it. Not sure. He does voice him. Yeah, just I wouldn't really know either.
We are honored by your visit, Your Grace. All of us at the Society have been waiting for your arrival. Are these your 2 guests?
Mm-hmm. Let me introduce you to them. Traveler, this is Dugier, the head of the Beret Society. This is their gathering place. Members can find all sorts of drinks and snacks here, as well as a large variety of books and other resources.
I feel like that box and these guys have something to do with each other. I just haven't figured it out yet.
Every once in a while, the Society will also host activities and seminars, which are always well attended.
You flatter me, Your Grace. All we did was set up an organization in the same way as you would in the world above. It's so easy to feel lonely and helpless when you arrive here for the first time. I remember that feeling all too well. None of us knew anything about this place then, after all. But that's when the thought came to me. If we could help everyone turn over a new leaf, they would no longer have to lead such gloomy existences. Thus, it was with your help that I founded the Beret Society.
Oh, so you were also involved with this, Wriothesley?
My part in this was minimal. All I did was follow procedure and rubber stamp the application. I'm sure you have a very good sense of what this place is about by now. As you know, not everyone takes their sentence seriously. For some, this is just another place where they can eat, breathe, and sleep. But the Society is a great place for those who wish to turn things around.
Exactly right. Here, we keep an eye on each other and remind each other of our goals. Everyone can focus on rehabilitating our mental states and even make many new friends. Our operations are entirely funded by members' donated goods and credit coupons. Same for the things you can see here.
Who knew you could find such a place in the Fortress of Mirapede? Oh, right, and what's the deal with the hats?
Ah, there's nothing deep about it. I just felt like we needed some kind of visible identifier.
Kind of like uniform, but just a hat, right?
If our members felt joy and pride from being a part of this group, then the hats would become a point of pride for them as well. And when we're together, we will feel a sense of community from seeing everyone's hats. Optimism, community, hard work, and a desire for a new life. I hope this hat will show everyone everything we have been working towards.
In other words, that hat has come to represent something like a model citizen, which also helps them recruit new members.
Once again, you are exactly right, Your Grace. That's a part of our goal as well. Let's take a little old seat over here. There's no need for us to stand. I'll ask the members to get us some drinks. Please wait here just one moment. Feel free to look around too if you want to learn more about us.
So this meeting was planned all along? Said they had been waiting for a while.
Oh, right. What happened to your slow day, Wriothesley?
Seems like I shouldn't underestimate an adventurer's keen sense of observation. I'll bear that in mind the next time I need to do something low-key. Kidding, of course. We're just discussing some small matters. It shouldn't take long. We've also already gone over the organization's vision. Instead of listening to me try to explain some more, maybe it'd be better if you took a look around for yourself.
Why does Paimon feel like he didn't answer the question at all?
Yeah.
Well, we're already here, aren't we?
Yeah, might as well take a look.
Yeah, they're supposed to be like the model prisoners, right? So this is what their spot looks like.
So just chat with them.
Welcome to our gathering place. Is there anything you'd like me to explain to you?
Oh, it's okay. We're just taking a look around.
You sound a bit like a magazine guide.
Well, that's not a bad comparison. It is my job to explain our amenities and benefits to our latest members. I'm sure Mr. Dugier has already explained some of it, but allow me to fill you in some more. Besides this space, which our members use to rest and relax, we also have an entertainment room, a fitness room, and a self-study room. These rooms are open to all of our members. We want everyone to be able to use their free time to the fullest.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Do you have a restaurant too? If you did, you also wouldn't have to eat at the big cafeteria anymore.
Unfortunately, we don't. For matters like that, we still have to rely on His Grace. We started a collaboration with the cafeteria a while back, though, so they'll let us borrow their kitchen to do some simple research into recipes and cooking.
Really thought of everything.
Yeah, Paimon can definitely see how it'd be easier to live your life if you had all this support.
Yep, and that's exactly why Mr. Dugier founded the society. We all think we made the correct choice to join him.
Nothing out of ordinary so far. Yeah, they seem kind of normal to me.
Hey, what are you doing over here?
Oh, hello. You are guests of the Duke, are you not? I'm organizing the bookshelves. Want to take a look? We've got some classics, as well as a few books that the members published themselves.
There are writers in the society?
Yeah, most of them are writing diaries or autobiographies on their time in the organization. Some quit drinking. Some learned to tailor. Some became real good at calligraphy. And even I've learned to use a camera. We find it kind of funny. You see, had we managed to stay above ground, none of us would have ever had the time to learn any of those skills.
Ah, it's because you all have a lot more free time now.
Not only that, but we've also now got the mental space to think about taking on new things. Before we came here, we were constantly exhausted just trying to live. With how the Duke and Mr. Dugier have organized our lives down here, though, all we need to do is think about the things that we want to do. You never know what you may be good at until you give it a try. And while you're here, no matter what you do, you won't get judged for it. After all, there's no need to conform to societal expectations when you're already in jail.
So this is something like a safe space.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right. After all, not everyone is good at fighting, or have the physical strength to do hard labor. The society is exactly what some of us need. And that's it. I just finished organizing this shelf as well, so feel free to check it out if you want. Just remember to put the books back after you're done.
Don't worry, we will.
Huh. Wonder if I'm actually gonna read some of these books. Oh, I can. Let's sit first, right? And stand back up, I suppose. Member's diary is also displayed among the books. It's probably included for recruitment purposes. We're just getting a brief look at it, I guess. I didn't see the beginning part, though. Good variety of books. We're gonna update it. Nothing else. You can definitely find something here with which to pass the time. Huh. Another option earlier. Was it this guy? Oh, it was this guy. Who's the last person? Over here.
Hey, you there, newbie!
Hello? Are you talking to Paimon?
Yep, I'm talking to you. Now, why don't you follow my lead and take a deep breath before letting everything out like this? Ha!
What are you doing? That was really loud.
That's how I pump myself up every day. A lot of my friends have found it super useful too. With one shout, you can release all the fatigue, resentment, and unpleasantness from your lungs and return to the day with all the optimism in the world. Why don't you also give it a try, huh? I promise that it'll work.
Paimon's gonna pass.
Feeling shy? That's alright. As long as you remember this trick, it'll come in handy one day. Just remember to take a deep breath and let it all out if you find yourself at your wit's end.
Yeah, nothing out of ordinary.
Talk to everybody. It sure sounds like they're all pretty happy.
Yeah.
That would explain why Wriothesley only had good things to say about this place. Huh. It looks like they're starting to wrap up their conversation as well. Let's go over to them.
Of course, Your Grace. I will attend to those matters right away.
Okay, then I don't have anything else to add. Oh, you're back. What did you think about this place? Now, note that your opinion will also affect my review of Dugier and the society as a whole.
Wait, I didn't know they were also a part of the evaluation process. It's all right with me, though. I'm pretty confident about our growth and activities.
Paimon thinks it's pretty good. Don't think anyone expected you to get a society going here of all places.
Same here. Seems alright. On the surface.
Yeah, you're right. By themselves, our resources probably don't feel like much.
The prisoners here all have very different personalities and psychological needs. Our needs are like violent beasts. If we can't face them properly, they'll grow restless and enraged, causing pain and conflict. But if we can placate them, they lose their fangs, and they can even be converted into fuel for far nobler pursuits. Which is why, in my opinion, learning to reconcile with oneself is the first step on the path to redemption.
You've hit the nail on the head, Your Grace. Before I founded the Society, I had met too many people who could not come to terms with themselves. And I'm sure that a part of your support is rooted in your desire to help those people find their way.
And Paimon thought everyone was enjoying life just fine, working and fighting.
Of course, that lifestyle is more than enough for some people in the fortress. For others, though, they would just be useless distractions.
Speaking of fighting, I'm not sure if you knew this, but even His Grace sometimes fights in the ring.
What? You fight in the ring too? Wearing those high-tech boxing gloves of yours?
Oh, I almost never need them.
Almost never, you say. So instead... Huh? Why is that so
Hey,
awkward?
isn't that the guy who lost his hat? Did you come here to relax too?
What? What's going on?
Did you forget about us already?
Are you feeling all right? You are looking a little pale.
No, I'm fine. Thank you for helping me get my hat back. I'm sorry, but I've got to go.
He's still as weird as before. Paimon's kind of used to it by now, though.
Dugier, do you know what's up with him?
I'm also not too sure about that. As far as I recall, he's always been a little strange, but I'll check up on him later. After all, it's my responsibility as the leader to make sure that no one falls through the cracks.
We'll leave him to you then. Where were we before we got sidetracked?
Something about useless distractions. Something about boxing gloves.
Oh, right, about that. You might have thought that I was joking, but in a place like that, everyone will use everything in their power to win. And when emotions run high, things often spiral out of control. That would be when I need to pull out my gloves to maintain order. Sometimes you might need more than just gloves as well. This pair of handcuffs has also come in handy quite a number of times. Oops.
Why do I feel like these guys are plotting something against Wriothesley?
Oh, isn't that awful gem? You're still carrying it with you?
Yeah, I kept it on me because of its special qualities. It won't affect me as long as I don't let it come into contact with my skin.
Go on, you guys. Pick up the item for His Grace, would you?
Yes, right away.
That gem shines with quite the dazzling light. I hope it hasn't been damaged. Your Grace, please let me know if there's something wrong with it now.
It still looks good to me. Say, Dugier, have you ever seen a gem like this?
Never, Your Grace. Don't think I've ever been rich enough to afford this kind of a thing.
I forgot. I left my world open.
I guess that's fair. We've already gone over most of the things that I wanted to talk about, so let's wrap up for the day. The Traveler also has some other plans, after all.
Got it, Your Grace. Take care, everyone. I'll take you to the exit.
Always happened during like a really big long dialogue too.
Traveler, Paimon, it was an honor. I'm sure everyone would love it if you were to visit again. And that goes for you as well, Your Grace. We wish you all the best in your endeavors.
And same to you.
I can't tell.
Paimon doesn't think we made any plans for the rest of the day. Why did you lie to him?
I can't tell if that was really Linny, like story-wise, or whether that was like a, the visitor that joined me, Linny.
Well, what's your opinion of the society now that you've taken a look around their headquarters?
Paimon thinks it's pretty chill. Weren't you complimenting them the entire time as well? Paimon doesn't remember exactly what you said, but wasn't it something along the lines of encouraging people to embrace their new lives with optimism? There's only one potential problem. If the society does too good a job managing and rehabilitating its members, you may be soon out of a job.
That is certainly a possibility. But at this point in time, they're still reducing my workload by managing and rehabilitating prisoners in my stead. I wanted to see just how much they've managed to accomplish, and also get a sense of Dugier's plans for the future. I arranged for a meeting out of curiosity, but then I noticed some faint hints of dissonance.
Dissonance?
I'm sure the Traveler has sensed it too.
Hard to put it into words, but there's something off about that place.
As expected, you also picked up on it. The whole truth is a bit complicated, so I'll explain everything to you later. I can tell you right now, though, that this was an unexpected turn of events. I had hoped to take care of it in secret, but now a confrontation may no longer be avoidable. It's hard to predict what might happen next.
You've completely lost my mind.
Why don't you take this opportunity to check back on the gathering place? Just tell them you left something of yours there by accident. If my hypothesis is correct, Dugier should already have left. And with his watchful eye removed, you may well get a very different reception from the members.
Can't you just tell us exactly what to expect?
I'm just following the most popular playbook in Fontaine. Investigate, obtain evidence, and then use the truth to render judgment. It's been so long since I got to watch a performance at Opera Epiclese that I've even begun to miss it.
I'll trust you for now.
I'll explain everything to you later, but right now we need to seize this opportunity. Find out what you can from them now while they're all in one place. We might not get another chance like this anytime soon.
Yeah, it's throwing me into multiplayer. Do I... Hold on. Take out direct join. And then... Oh, he was begging for the photos, but unfortunately I have no photos to give because I already gave it away already. I don't know if anybody have it. Yeah, we've been passing photos around because there's a couple people we know that were late when it comes to the photos to start it, so give it to people who needed it at the end. But yeah, I'm totally done with it.
Traveler. I'm learning more about you all the time.
Exit multiplayer mode, and hopefully the story doesn't go that far back because that has happened.
Alright, we've talked to everybody. It sure sounds like they're all pretty happy. That would explain why Wriothesley only had good things to say about this place.
Nope. It started over.
It looks like they're starting to wrap up their...
Of course, you're great.
Okay.
I gotta have to speed through this.
Oh, you're back. What did you think about this place? Now, note...
Wait, it's all right.
Paimon thinks it's something anyone expected you to get...
Oh, so it's...
If only there was a skip function.
But if we can placate them, which is why in my...
You've hit the nail, and I'm sure that a part of your support is rooted in your desire to help those people.
And Paimon thought...
Of course, that lifestyle...
Speaking of fun...
What?
Oh, I almost never need them.
Yeah, usually when I play Genshin and do my dailies,
Hey, isn't that the guy...
a group of other Affinity members
Did you forget...
usually join me for my dailies, and I just keep the room open and they all join me. Then we get our dailies done together.
Dugier, do you...
Yeah, I usually would close them right after the last person joins,
After all, it's my...
We'll leave him to you then.
but I guess I forgot today.
And when emotions run, sometimes you might need more.
The funny thing is this has happened a couple times already. It's not the first time this has happened.
Oh, isn't that awful gem? You're still carrying it with you?
Yeah, I kept it on.
It just had to be during a very long dialogue, but
Right away.
I'm guessing because how long the dialogue is, it's just has a higher chance to actually happen. That someone joins you midway.
The dazzling...
It still looks good to me.
And judging how he was asking for photos, he was just a random player that just joined me on random rather than someone
Care, everyone. I'll take you
in my viewer. You know, someone that's watching me right now.
Traveler, Paimon, it was an honor.
Because technically, the ID in the bottom right is how people can join me.
Paimon doesn't think we made any plans for...
Well...
But...
Paimon doesn't... There's only one potential...
I haven't really used that too much, right?
I arranged for a meeting.
Dissonant?
I'm sure the travel...
I was watching somebody who was taking advantage of that, though. A way to play with their viewers, which was actually a good idea.
So I'm just following them. It's been so long.
Maybe if I had time, I could do it too. But they were just fighting some random bosses using random characters. But I feel like I need at least double digits of viewers before I even start doing something like that. Yeah. Oh, it'd be funny if I just mentioned that number, someone's trying it out. But sorry, I just locked it already. Could be a random person who's panicking trying to look for photos as well, though. Where were we in the story, though? Alright, that's right. We're supposed to go back and see how they react. Wait, so this is still there?
Then what are you?
Good question. What should I do? Maybe I'll drop by the ring and sign myself up for a fight.
Wait, so you're really just gonna make us work while you slack off?
Well, it doesn't sound like he has anything else to do. Some people are just too uptight when he's around.
Huh. It's just as Wriothesley said. Seems like Dugier is no longer here. You said you felt there was something off about this place, right? So let's see if we can feel something out. Paimon will do her best to help.
I also don't know where to start. Let's see if we can strike by conversation.
Wait, you guys are...
We're really sorry. We just realized that we lost something, and we figured we might have left it here by accident. We'll be on our way as soon as we find it.
Oh, okay.
Did anyone see a glass bottle by any chance? Huh?
Nobody?
It was about the size of my hand. It was used... I was using it to store some spice powder.
It's okay. There's no need to be nervous. It's not like we lost a whole bag of Mora or anything. We'll just look for it ourselves if none of you caught a glimpse of it. We're not gonna tell Wriothesley anything, don't worry.
They're just all like really introverted.
I'll go find Mr. Dugier.
No need. We're just looking for something. Why does he have to know?
This is incredibly suspicious. Feels like they're all terrified of something.
We can look around for it, yeah?
Yeah, definitely very different. What's going on?
Hey, hello? Anyone home?
Hello? How can I help you?
Can you give us that rundown again?
The Beret Society offers a variety of resources and benefits to its members, and, I mean, you've already heard my spiel. I don't know anything beyond what I've already told you.
You don't know anything?
Sorry, that's not what I meant. It's just... there's nothing more I can tell you.
What? It almost sounds like the Bray doesn't really do anything that they just told us. How about you?
Are you still organizing the bookshelves?
Yeah, and... I'm sorry. But you can't check out the books right now.
We weren't thinking about that to begin with, but weren't you super friendly just a moment ago?
Sorry.
Huh? Sounds like they're kind of scared of the leader.
Hey, big guy.
What do you want?
Isn't this how you greeted us earlier? Take a deep breath and let it all out.
Oh yeah, that's right. You sure are a fast learner.
Where did your optimism go?
I ate something earlier, so I'm falling into a bit of a food coma, and I mean, not everyone can be super upbeat all the time, right? You're looking for something, you said? I didn't see it, but it should be somewhere nearby.
Okay, Paimon sees what you meant now. Seems like they really don't want to talk to us, so let's just head back.
Yeah, why are they being so sus?
Oh, you're back. How are things at their headquarters?
It was as if they had all turned into completely different people.
They all clammed up. They were all acting super scared.
That would prove my suspicions. The dissonance I mentioned earlier was precisely that fleeting moment of fear behind the cheerful facade.
Like that one guy we found hiding in the box.
Right. He was acting super scared too when we saw him at the gathering place. Actually, hasn't he just been acting super paranoid since we first met?
And that's precisely why I took his hat.
Oh, so the one who started it all was... It was you all along!
It's because I wanted to figure out what's really going on. I don't believe any of Dugier's talk about unstable mental states.
How long have you been investigating this?
Not too long. Dugier made very elaborate preparations for my visit. But I don't know. It almost feels like the performance was too elaborate.
Okay, but if you think something's wrong, why don't you just take the whole society into custody? Aren't you the Duke? You can do whatever you want in this place.
Well, maybe you're actually a better fit for the position than I am. Just give me the word and I'll hand you the cuffs. In all seriousness, however, cuffs and the like should be used sparingly. They're mostly for show. Everything I do is on display. The way people see me act determines the kind of world I can create down here. And I've always striven to appear fair and reasonable to the people.
That sounds a bit deep. Paimon's not sure she got all of it.
The Duke's action will set the tone. The Duke's values will be emulated by the people.
Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head. I have to lead by example if I want to maintain expectations of justice and order. And that's why, even though Dugier had already let a few things slip, I didn't want to turn on him without irrefutable evidence.
Alright, so you're saying Dugier has figured out some way to control the members of his society. And even though the members are acting all optimistic and motivated, it's all just a show.
Now it's that simple. Feels like we are still missing something.
Indeed. He certainly seems to be using some coercive methods to turn his members into the most upbeat and motivated group of people you've ever seen. And that won't turn out well in the long run. I have some faith, though, that some of the members understood the hint I gave during our visit. The line has been set, and it's quite likely that a fish will bite.
Fish? Bite?
Let's give them some time. My guards will need it to finish their investigation, too. You can find me in my office when the time comes.
Hey! Don't just leave before you've explained everything to Paimon! Hey!
Time to manipulate time. Nighttime is 4 hours from now.
It's finally evening. Wriothesley's probably wrapped up his investigation. I
That was kind of
no
quick.
idea what that guy's thinking. Let's just go find him and ask him what he's really up to.
It's already done. I feel like there's gonna be something more to it.
Did you manage to land a lucky pull on the welfare meals tonight?
Let's just get straight to the point. Has anything else happened with the society?
Patience, Paimon. Even as the situation continues to brew, we still need to make sense of what we learned so far and go over any sticking points. I'm actually still thinking about the first thing that came to my mind when I noticed something amiss. Namely, why didn't anyone come to me about it?
Oh, that's a good point. Could whatever they're afraid of be so powerful that even you won't be able to do anything about it?
But even if such a thing existed, how could they be so sure without checking with me first? It'd be one thing if it was just one or two people, but it seems like everyone's convinced that I won't be able to help.
Maybe they were brainwashed. Maybe they've been telling the people that, like, a different story about what Wriothesley is doing, right?
Which leads me to believe that it's more likely that they think I just wouldn't care to help them.
Because you instigated Dujet in the first place? Oh, because you've been working with him all along?
Yes, something like that. Dugier must have told them something to make them think I won't take their side. So it became imperative for me to refute that and prove my true stance. Of course, I had originally planned to do this in a more covert way, but I had to improvise when you identified the guy who'd lost his hat with everyone present. There was no way to keep our investigation a secret after that.
That makes sense. Wait, then does that mean it was all Paimon's fault?
Not that you mentioned it.
The last thing that guy wanted was for Dugier to find out that he'd lost it. He would have never brought the matter up on his own. But now, not only has Dugier found out that he'd lost his hat, he's also realized that we were the ones who found it. That likely set his internal alarms off all at once.
Hats must be hiding something.
Yes, that's the conclusion I came to as well. It's the only thing that could explain the fear. If we didn't act right then and there, Dugier would probably come up with some other way to hide the truth and we'd be back to square one. So after giving the matter some thought, I tossed that black gem onto the ground. I must say, I was pretty satisfied with the results.
Ah, so you did that on purpose?
Yes, that's right. Of course, that box was discovered as part of our investigation of the Society from the very beginning. I had no way to know if any of the members had actually seen the gem before, but since I had to do something, I decided to gamble.
So that's the hit you were talking about earlier.
Right. And I said back there that I had no idea what the gem represented. That should have been enough to let people know that it's still early days for my investigation. And since I was traveling with you, heroes who have never turned a blind eye to evil and injustice, they would also understand that we're here to help, rather than to tolerate or uphold the status quo.
You used us as a part of your plan too!
So that's why you wanted us to come along.
My apologies. There was no time and quite a lot to explain, so I figured it might be easier to just let you see a few things for yourselves. But I can assure you that I've now told you everything there is to know. Of course, you're under no obligation, but I would really appreciate it if you could continue to lend me your support and help me figure out the true secret behind the Society. Would you be willing to lend me your support?
But Paimon's still mad at you!
Sure, if all you need is some help planning, or fight them off. Yeah, I could do both, either one, right? Ideally, if usually when I am presented options to, to do it peacefully or do it not peacefully, then I kind of usually go with the peaceful route.
You have my thanks. Now, there are still two outstanding matters in our investigation. The first is the secret of the hats. I've examined one before, There was nothing suspicious about the item itself. The other is the true purpose of the black gem. We haven't been able to get anything out of anyone with actual knowledge of it. It's my hope that a brave fish will take my bait and venture outside of their dark and murky pool. I'll put some music on while we wait.
So that's what he meant by bait. Actually, not sure if you guys can hear that. It's very light in the background. But it's peaceful.
Excuse me, Your Grace, but may I come in? I'm afraid that someone's been following me.
Please, do.
Oh. Not one of the 3 that we saw earlier.
For my lack of composure. These 2 are the guests that came with you to our gathering place, correct?
You know us?
Yes, my lover Fasol told me all about you. Please, help us, Your Grace. He's in great danger right now.
Slow down, take a deep breath, and start from the top. What happened at the Society?
I'm sorry, Your Grace. I will try. I think I should start from when you saw Fasol last.
You mean when we saw him at the gathering place?
Yes, he fled immediately, but many members are hot on his heels. Thankfully, he still managed to meet up with me and explain everything that had happened. Now that he's lost Dugier's trust, what awaits him is agonizing censure.
Censure?
Censure is Dugier's method of establishing control, as well as the thing we all fear the most. Rather than listening to me explain what it is, Your Grace, please, just let me show it to you.
It had to do with the rock?
Every secret may be found within...
Oh, it had to do with the hats?
Here you are. I was wondering where you had run off to in such a hurry. Please excuse us, Your Grace. It was never our intention to disturb you like this. You see, Avisa's mental state has been rather unstable ever since she arrived at the fortress. She rambles often, has hallucinations. It may be best to dismiss her babbling as random gibberish.
I don't recall hearing a knock or giving permission for you to come in.
Oh, my apologies. I merely did not wish for Your Grace to be alarmed. Had I not been so focused on recovering her, I would have followed all the rules of etiquette to the letter. So please, forgive my discourtesy.
Like we believe you.
We know exactly what you're thinking. You got some nerve showing your face here.
Please, there's no need to be upset. It's only natural to want to side with the poor sick girl, but I know His Grace to be a reasonable man.
Well then, what if the reasonable man wants to hear the lunatic out?
That would be perfectly fine with me. Oh, and just so you know, we've also found the missing Mr. Fasol. I had no idea why he was so upset about losing his hat, really. Thankfully, he has already returned to his senses. We've brought him back to our place, so there's no need to worry.
I'm sorry, Your Grace. I don't have anything more to say.
Oh no. She's getting blackmailed. It's like, oh, if you tell anything to Wriothesley, then you can say goodbye to your partner.
This is what you're afraid of, correct? You can tell me everything. I'll do all I can for you.
I've never seen that thing in my life.
You can do it, Avis.
Your Grace, I don't think there's anything else she would like to say. Pressuring her will not get you anywhere.
It's all right, Avis. As long as you tell me what it is that you're terrified of. No matter what it is, it will no longer be able to hurt you. I swear this on my name and honor as the Duke.
Your Grace, forget it. I'll keep my mouth shut. I've already said everything I could say about the matter.
I'm sorry, Your Grace, but I really don't have anything more to say. Please, don't press me further.
But why?
In that case, Avis and I will be off. Once again, please accept my apologies for disturbing your peaceful evening, Your Grace.
Miss Avis, please show me your head. That is an order. There's nothing there.
Your Grace, I know you have long tired of my words, but please believe me when I say you've merely let your worries get to your head. The Society has never caused trouble for you or any of the guards at the fortress. We've spent all of our time working hard and trying to lead better lives. Why are you doing everything in your power to prove our guilt? What's wrong with the current state of affairs? I'll do anything for you, as long as you give me the word. Why are you so intent on getting rid of someone who's been unfalteringly loyal?
Your words bore me. You know the consequences if I find you to be lying.
Everything that I do for the Fortress of Meripede. But Your Grace is welcome to visit us any time to confirm the true intent of our activities. All right, Avis. Let's head back.
Yeah, it just sucks when you can't do anything.
Just what's up with that guy? He makes Paimon really mad.
Yeah, you can't do anything about the situation. Yeah, they're getting blackmailed somehow.
We should have shown him his place.
Sooner or later, all will pay the price for their arrogance. He must have been well prepared for this exact scenario, or he wouldn't have dared to be so openly hostile. All the more reason for us to be patient. The entire society are his hostages. His subordinates would definitely react if he were taken into custody. And that's why he dared to bare his fangs right in front of me.
One thing's for sure, we won't let him get away with this. So now our biggest problem is...
The true secret of the society is neither on the hat nor on the members' heads. Dugier probably knew this from the very beginning, which is why he didn't panic. However, if we were to look at the rules, it would also seem like the head has to be the place where they're keeping all of their secrets.
Yeah, none of this makes sense to Paimon either. What are they trying to hide?
That was his attitude.
From the way Dugier acted, he must have known from the beginning that we wouldn't be able to find any evidence.
Something that's hidden. Something you have to put together.
But if there's nothing on her head, why did Avis feel the need to remove her hat? The hats are definitely being used to hide a secret, but there's nothing wrong with the hats themselves.
Where did Avis hide the secret? Yeah, it's something together with the hats and their head. Lost hair clip?
I have an idea, but...
So, what a coincidence, so do I. I mean, I actually don't know what the hair clip would mean.
Huh? What is it? Tell Paimon about it!
Avis didn't take off her hat to draw attention to her head. So she did so to remove her hair clip.
You mean this thing? So, she handed a key piece of evidence over to us without Dugier noticing. That would mean that Avise didn't stay silent out of fear. She stayed silent because she'd already given us what we needed. Let me take a look. I managed to remove this from the hair clip. It's long, slender, and conical, it's hollow on the inside, and looks something like a cross between a nail and a thorn.
Huh.
Paimon's lost again.
Let's see. What if we do this?
Hey, what are you doing? Wait. Some kind of dark liquid is leaking out of the gem.
Huh.
And some of it has been absorbed by this thorny-looking thing.
The gem is used as a container for the type of liquid. Yeah, obviously the liquid, the rock, does things to people that they, don't want to experience. And if for some reason he had a way to control it, to inject it to the people that kind of disobey, kind of like thinking of, like a shock collar, right? Like for dogs. Right? But people kind of look down on people kind of using such methods on people. But if you hit it with something else, like using a hat over it, then that's what you're really hiding. Huh.
You've probably heard before that water is filled with the strongest emotions of humanity. With that in mind, this liquid is probably a highly concentrated solution of fear.
Even touching it will make you remember unpleasant things.
So with this infused thorn,
Dugier would be able to censure others. I can only imagine how it would feel to have this directly injected into your brain.
Oh man.
The moment it hits you would be like being flooded with all the terrors you've ever experienced in your life. Agony, desolation, and an overwhelming sense of despair. No wonder they're all so terrified of it.
But what I'm wondering is how is he actually able to control it, like, remotely?
So, was the hat meant to cover up their wounds?
That might not even be all. Let's go get them right away. We can't let Dugier escape with all of the evidence.
Yep, time to move quickly. The funny thing is, this whole thing does make me think of like an episode of JoJo a bit, because JoJo is it's kind of like a mystery kind of anime too. There's a problem, there's a puzzle, and you're kind of given some pieces of a weird, abnormal case, but it can be solved. And usually JoJo, those characters are able to kind of solve it pretty easily.
Members into custody. They all tried to flee just a little while ago, as if they had received some kind of order. We decided to forestall their plan, and were just about to send the word when you unexpectedly arrived.
Great work, everyone.
You had prepared for something like this all along?
I had them stay here to keep an eye on things, so I'm glad that my intuition turned out to be correct. Perform a thorough search of the Society's headquarters and bring all the members to me.
Understood, Your Grace.
Now, let's check on them. As expected, they all have a hollow thorn inserted into a wound on their head.
Ooh! Paimon's glad her eyesight isn't so good that she can see it from here. Paimon's gonna float away for a bit.
They didn't pull the thorn out?
They probably left it there as a lasting reminder of Dugier's censure. These people must have had to endure an unimaginable amount of pain. Let's go check out the other areas too.
These papers are actually outdated, but they look brand new. It seems like no one has ever flipped through them. If you look closely, even the creases are almost identical. They don't seem to have formed naturally through reading.
Hey, come here. Have a look at this.
Yeah, if they haven't been, doing what they claim to do, it kind of makes you wonder what he's controlling all of these people for in the first place. Is it Paimon?
This is a book that Paimon found in a box next to the bookshelf. Its contents are exactly the same as this book on the shelf. The colors of the covers are completely different though, and the names of the authors also don't match up.
So these were also just for show, to make it look like the bookshelf's been added and maintained.
Yeah, and they dared to claim that they wrote these too. Huh!
Did you find anything, Wriothesley?
Look at what I found.
This is
a surveillance port. With this, Dugier would be able to remotely monitor everything that's happening at the gathering place. So even if Dugier's not there in person, he'll still always have eyes on the members.
that explained why they were all so terrified.
Indeed. It's easy to become lost and confused when you're given no instructions or any kind of script to follow. And if any action you take may be deemed a mistake, and perhaps it's better to do less, or to not do anything at all. Dugier has already tamed them to his will.
Your Grace! Your Grace!
What's the matter?
We couldn't find any society members in the other areas. It also seems like none of the equipment in those rooms were ever used. All the signs of wear and tear are fake. The lime scale, the layers of dust, they were all deliberately added. We also investigated the members' residences and weren't able to find anything. Their neighbors all say that they haven't returned home for ages.
Oh. Is that right?
They're gone? That could only mean...
The society put a lot of effort into building a front. Their real headquarters are elsewhere.
Indeed. As long as he allowed society members to mingle with others, even with threats of censure, Dugier knew that he couldn't stop all of his members from speaking out. Meanwhile, this marvelous gathering place will lose all of its value as soon as a whistleblower sounds the alarm. So instead of being his real base, this is just an elaborate performance. The rest areas, the fancy equipment, even the members that we saw, they were merely part of the front. And only the most docile and well-trained members were selected as his performers.
But then, where can we actually find him?
Let me think. Dugier must be holding all the rest of his members in another place. And if the overseer of my fortress guard has never alerted me to anything of the sort, he must be in Dugier's pocket.
Let's go find him. You can tell us where the real headquarters are.
I'm of the same mind. Let's go. You two, follow me.
They go down, but I don't think it just jumped down here, right? How to go down? Oh, had a line earlier. This way. This feels like it's taking me to a big circle, but eventually it'll probably lead us out to an elevator, right? Over here. Yeah, you can see with the arrow going down that this is the way down. Well, I wonder what they could be up to if they aren't doing what they're supposed to do. So far, I don't think I've seen too much hints.
Did that person flee here?
That's the most likely scenario to me. He's probably already caught wind of Dugier's declaration of war against me and has fled to seek his protection. Let's keep heading down. There are some abandoned areas in there. Since he needs space, I'd guess Dugier probably converted them into his headquarters. We should be on the right track. Now we just need to find that turncoat. Let's go. We can take this path. You guys take the other.
Oh, went from walking to running. Did he see something? Maybe not. Running around in spurts, huh?
Look! There's a fallen guard over there! I might see some society members too!
After them!
It's Wriothesley! Run!
Huh? What'd they do? I'm not used to using the traveler. I guess I'll go for this guy.
Did Dugier send you? Why did you attack that guard?
Come on! It's time to talk! Can't you see that he's trying to help?
I will take your cooperation into consideration when it comes time to hand out sentences.
But Mr. Dugier, he didn't want this guy to expose our true location. We were just about to dispose of him when you caught up to us.
Dispose of him?
In other words, your headquarters should be this way.
Yes, it's just down this way. You'll make it there once you've seen it pass through a large drainage pipe.
Now that's more like it.
Guards, take them away.
Hopefully that's not like a trap.
It's about time that we find out what Dugier's really after.
Teleport activated. Huh? That one? Pretty sure I had that one. I don't see anything here. Oh, it's just a door. Oh, it's like a little domain. As long as we have ice with pretty much anything, it's more kind of oriented for Wriothesley to kind of do this, so it's gonna be coming along for the ride. If it works with Ayako, it'll work with Wriothesley.
There's so much space down here.
Yeah, these are all former work areas. They've been left abandoned due to a lack of funds. There are usually guards on patrol here. It would seem that all of those guards have been bought as well. Stay sharp. He's got a ton of surprises waiting for us, I'm sure.
Deeper. Yeah, since it's a domain, I imagine there will be some things that will attack us. Would it be other members or what would it be? That's random. Oh, they're all attacking me. They even have dogs.
Busted.
Go ahead and ring them all together.
fallen leaves.
Alright, overkill if I did this, but sure.
Here comes the catch.
And Wriothesley, let's see what you have to... Oh, kind of ended faster before I could kind of use him.
Are you okay?
You're safe now. Just follow the guards and leave this place.
Who knew that there'd be Gardamex here? Dujier really prepared for everything.
And that would explain the strange decommission requests I received, as well as account for all the Gardamex that had mysteriously gone missing. Seems like he's prepared for an all-out confrontation with me.
Hey, what's this?
Seems like some kind of handbook. Let me see. Ah, this should be the Society's real rules book. It lists all the rules that they're expected to follow. Members are not permitted to speak to each other or to leave without formal permission. 5 members shall form a group, and the whole group will be punished for any single member's wrongdoings. Anyone who reports a fellow member's misbehavior shall be rewarded with food and water. I see. So it's much as I expected.
But that's just cruel and unreasonable.
To obtain food and water, prisoners are forced to snitch on others, and in the process cause pain to those around them. To avoid punishment, they learn to stop talking with one another. This leaves the wounds they've already received to fester, however, and so resentment builds until every prisoner has become an island. Finally, isolated and without hope, they accept their fate as Dujier's slaves.
That's terrible. The whole thing's an affront to human dignity.
Do you remember what happened to Paimon? She rejected all the snacks in the box once she was spooked by that black gem. She's usually all for tasty snacks, but she chose to go against her instincts after a negative experience.
Ugh, is that the best example you could come up with? Anyway, Paimon still thinks she made the right decision. It never hurts to be careful.
No, your decision was valid. However, it's also valid to interpret that as a decision that you only made under emotional duress. The human heart is like a raft in a vast and empty ocean. We convince ourselves that we're in control, but in truth, a single wave could sweep us off course and send us crashing into the path of a storm. Those who use fear to lead others astray must pay for that crime.
Would we not have like just arrested Dujier when we suspected that he was up to something up to no good and then have investigated all of this? I feel like that could have saved us time. I vow to never run away again. I vow to not speak without permission. I vow not to keep remain conscious while being censored. I vow to keep earnestly carry out any order given to me by Master Dujier, so they're pretty much his slaves. I vow to actively denounce any behavior of my fellow society members who undermine the society's unity. I vow to voluntarily accept a 4th degree or higher punishment should I violate any part of my oath. The entire text is handwritten. The paper is creased and handwriting is sloppy, suggesting it was written in a state of extreme distress. It was signed at the end with a fingerprint rather than a signature. Judging from the mark, however, it certainly doesn't appear to have been made with a gentle pigment, like an inked pad? That would be an ink pad. Oh, chest. Good thing they kind of pointed it out for me. So he got all these guys to kind of work and do things for him, but again, what's his main objective? Was it just to overturn Wriothesley? Is that the whole plan?
If I'm not mistaken, the space ahead should be the central area of this place, but the door's been locked. Rather than confront Dugier, I think it's more important right now for us to rescue as many society members as possible. You guys should wait here. We'll try to open the door and check out some other spots.
Open the door. Would we have to do something to this mechanism here? Paimon doesn't get it at all. Forget it, Paimon's just gonna do some trial and error.
That's how we usually do stuff, right? Rotate the device to shine the light beam and activate the red something. Oh, this one. You have to control it with something else. This one?
Whoa, it's turning! Is it because we touched this thing?
Okay, it has to go to this one.
The other side's open! Let's go.
Guess it's fine to go through the light. There's just a bunch of prisoners here looking for food. Doing some kind of weird work. This totally makes me think of Destiny. Jumping down to that treasure vault. I guess there would be Hilichurl around here. They're almost everywhere. It was a little bit random though. Like you would think that they would have guards kind of
One with wind and cloud.
noticing these type of things and taking care of it. If anything, these Hilichurls and slimes probably be problematic for the society if they're like using this as their base.
Things are about to get dicey. Wind strike, fallen leaves, adorn my night.
This assassin guy is a little bit more difficult. So I have my burst ready for that guy. So the fight's pretty easy. If anything, it's funny because Wriothesley kind of plays similar to Ayaka. The reason why I really like Ayaka in the first place is the fact that she's able to hit enemies with cryo element with every hit, which is what Wriothesley kind of does as well. And Wriothesley also has a really strong charge attack, just like Ayaka, and really powerful, heavy hitting burst. This place is pretty big. Wait, might have. Pretty sure that's the right way. Then what's up here? Oh, nothing. I thought it was a ladder that actually goes somewhere, but it's pretty much nothing. You know, I don't have that many domains that just randomly have artifacts just sitting around like this.
It's so high! We're not gonna have to climb all the way up, are we?
Activate the mechanism in front of us first, just like before. Let's see if that changes anything.
It's probably an elevator. Remove limiting device. So now I can rotate. This? Remove that. Try to rotate this. Okay, they all rotate, but you put the limiting device on, then stop rotating. So that can go there. I just need to turn that one all the way to the right.
Ooh, the water level's gone way up. So that's how we'll make it to the top.
I wasn't expecting that. However, there was going to be an elevator some way up, but water? I feel like that's a lot more work to get working. But I guess it works. Guess everything down there is all filled up now. I would not want to be in the middle of those hallways when that happened.
Gotcha. Clouds high. The birds call. Wind strider. Here comes the catch.
Ladders and domains are my enemy. You can never see them. I didn't know that would be a problem for people playing the mobile version of the game.
These should be the prison cells. Lots of empty cells in here. Dugier's probably moved them elsewhere already.
Oh, they are like prisoners. A prison in the prison.
Let's still rescue the ones who got left behind, though. Every person counts.
Yeah, she looks scared.
It's all right now. You can leave this place.
No, I won't try to leave anymore. I'll never try to leave again. So close to me. I don't want any trouble.
No, we're not gonna do that. Please calm down. We're not bad people.
It's not the problem.
Won't be able to get through to her right now. Not with the stress response in the way. I'd also guess there are many others here who are more or less like her. Let's let the guards take care of them for now and keep pushing forward.
Vis and Fasol are still in danger.
Oh, all right. Let's search for an exit first.
Hopefully they're alive. That's the one thing I'm kind of worried about. What's this? I'm so hungry. Please give me something to eat. I'm begging you. Don't pass me a note. Are you trying to get us killed? Please. I'm hungry. So hungry. I'll report you if you keep this up. It's almost time for the inspection. Straighten up. So hungry. So hungry. Yeah, so they're just imprisoned here without that much food. Why is this guy doing all of this? So hungry. So hungry. What follows is a constant repetition, with the handwriting becoming increasingly faint, failing to convey anything of use. The bottom half of the note is severely damaged and has a dirty shoe print on it. It looks like whoever wrote this has been taken away. Yeah, you have to take out the mastermind. It's the only way to save these people. Letter left behind. Dear Lauren, my sweetest daughter, I have no choice but to say goodbye to you in this way. Since our separation, not a moment goes by when I do not wish I could leave the fortress of Meripede as soon as possible and come back to you. To go back to being the father you looked up to the most. Perhaps I'm the only one who naively believes that sinners are forgiven. The moment one is handed a sentence, they are already dead, leaving only a husk of flesh that must atone. Nobody shows compassion for the flesh. It is utterly filthy and utterly worthless. Don't make the wrong choices, Lauren. Don't do bad things. Live a beautiful life, so your best to become a better of you. Try to embrace all the bright things in this world and don't leave any regrets behind like I did. Do not try speaking for me. No one here can be trusted. They're all monsters with human faces. With not the slightest shred of decency. Constantly starving beyond measure. Stay far, far away from this place. No matter how you feel inside about your father, like me, I still want you to know that I wish I could see you and that I love you very much. Yeah, it's scary because, like, you're in this place that you feel like everybody's following along with this guy that's just torturing people. Alright, I want this to rotate. That makes it easy when you have this to control what rotates.
The door's open. Huh. Maybe it's His Grace. I'll go take a look.
I leave this area to you. Make sure to bring everyone out safe.
Understood. And please take care as well, Your Grace. We'll return here right away and await your orders.
Just focus on the tasks you've been given. I already have reliable help over here. Let's go back. We have unfinished business, do we not? That mechanism from the first room. Maybe we'll also need to hold it in place using the same device to open the door that leads to the central area. Don't forget to bring these along.
So it's gonna be multiple domains in this event. Usually when you do character events like this, it tends to be just one domain and you're done. It just kind of give you a way to kind of play with the character so you kind of know what they can do. Kind of entice you with what they can do so you can roll for them. Yeah, I think I need to go to that one next, right? So this needs to be locked. And you turn this. No, I guess we're still in the same domain. Do I have enough to lock this one as well? No, oh wait. Okay, now you kind of have to be a little bit smart. That's facing the right way. This is facing the right way. This is the one facing the wrong way. But we only have one limiter. What up? We need that one to catch up. Okay, I have one that's not facing the right way. And two that's facing the right way. So I need this one to kind of be in sync. Like this. Now I can take this off and have all three go together. Lemon. I got lemon from Tartaria, apparently. How are you doing today, child? Are you like getting beaten up by a bunch of other... You know, I wonder if people know back then when Chao was like introduced as the world boss, it was actually really difficult for a lot of people to beat him. But nowadays, I could like take my weakest character and easily beat him. It's kind of a big difference. But I wonder if a lot of Genshin player knows that. But like the new ones nowadays, start playing this year.
Being furious. To think that there are still some of you who find it permissible to spit upon our rules. Remember their names. Fasal and Avis. They've betrayed you, betrayed us. And today you will see with your own eyes what'll happen to those who betray our cause. Go on, Avis. Pierce his skull with the thorn in your hands, and then push in the Aqua Dolores.
She doesn't want to do this, but so that it doesn't happen to her.
You will do it one drop at a time. Let it do its magic again, and don't stop until you've pushed all of it in.
She thinking of rebelling?
Thistle, I'm sorry.
No, don't do it.
It's okay. I'll find a way to endure. Oh, shut your wretched mouths! When did I give you permission to speak? My rules are the paramount law of this place. Only more pain will come to those who dare to disobey.
That's enough, Dugier. Your rabid screams have been beyond nauseating.
Is that His Grace?
Oh, Wriothesley. I knew you would come, but I didn't expect you to be so quick. Must you still refuse to let me be? Did I not spell everything out for you already? What's so blasphemous about sharing a slice of the cake with me when you've already got the entire fortress at your feet?
It would seem that you can't see the difference between sharing and looting. And on top of that, look at your people. Are they not starving as you wolf down your cake?
You stop acting all high and mighty like some hero of justice! Have you forgotten? Nobody in this blasted fortress is innocent. We are all irredeemable monsters who have destroyed something that others held dear. What's so wrong about punishing those who deserve to be punished? It's what they've always deserved. And please, are you really gonna tell me that you care about their lives and well-being when you just need a supply of labor to keep this place running? Is it that all you need to keep your cushy life?
Sadly, you're wrong on both counts. Unlike you, I've never seen them as currency. The fortress is not only a place for confinement, but also a place for rebirth. Just as people are free to give in to the darkness within their hearts, they are also free to seek redemption and a new beginning. Our bodies have limits, but our spirits will always remain free. They may have made mistakes, but they are still human beings with people and things that they cherish. And most importantly, they should always retain the freedom to choose their own path once they've reflected on their past misdeeds. But you're destroying their spirits with fear, taking their freedom away so that they'll become slaves who will never again feel or think. And you say that's what they've always deserved? You are nothing compared to them.
He's really mad.
Oh, I feel the same way. Honestly, he's been keeping it in until now.
You think me arrogant, Wriothesley? Well, I think you're too young and naive. You understand nothing of this world. Nobody actually sees this fortress as any kind of just a wonderful place. See it for what it is. A dumping ground of pain and misery, irredeemable now and irredeemable forever. No prisoner will listen to you out of gratitude of their hearts. The whip is the only way to make them obey.
Yeah, he's kind of has like an old way of thinking.
Had you been just one step slower, I would have already taken control of all the garden mechs in this place. Your vision gives you strength. But how long will it hold against these powerful constructs?
He obviously doesn't know how strong Wriothesley is.
But in the end, you know nothing outside of power and control. In that case, let me give you a small taste of what real power looks like.
Just 3.
Quietly now.
Just 3.
Ninjutsu! Got a dash!
One with nature. As one
Yeah, so he was trying to take over the imprisoned the whole Mirror P prison slowly by just getting everybody into his version of society and punishing them to control them.
Busted.
I didn't even get to use Wriothesley. Maybe I should have just only used Wriothesley. Ooh, cinema time.
If you think fear can control everything, well then, terrify me.
Don't high road me. You're just another crook. And it's time you got treated like one.
What's the matter? Too scared to shoot straight?
I'm warning you. Unauthorized punishment and torture are prohibited here. As the Duke, you should set an example.
Funny how that slipped my mind. Well, from this point on, you can forget about that rule. The rules of the fortress are there to keep the likes of you in check. But if the Duke wants somebody dead, he needs no justification. Understood?
That enough to make him change his ways. Rescue everybody in the true headquarters. Wriothesley spends much time with each member, comforting them and sending his personal apologies. Following that, he makes arrangements for follow-up medical care and cleanup work. That's true, because in the end, he's gonna feel like this is partially his fault because this happened all under his watch. And thus does the Barrett Society debacle truly comes to an end. This is crazy how much things like this could happen underneath you without you realizing it. I mean, I guess he caught wind at some point, but I wonder what gave it away.
Did I keep you waiting?
No, not at all. Paimon didn't know you were so considerate.
If you ask me, I'd say I actually feel very helpless. There's no way that I could truly empathize with the fear that the members felt every day. I could comfort and compensate them all I want, but it might still not be enough to repair the damage that has been done. I have to take responsibility for it, as does the fortress.
At least we were able to stop it before it got worse, right? Maybe you should give him a more formal apology. I mean, I think he apologized as much as he can already. He does sound more serious than usual.
Even I wouldn't be able to find humor in a situation like this.
So, do you have a plan for how you're gonna deal with him yet?
Oh, Dugier? I've already got an idea. For now, I think I'll do nothing.
Huh? Why?
I think it's a very fitting punishment for him to have to imagine the sorts of punishments that will soon be coming his way. He'll be left in the dark with regards to both the dates and the details of his punishment. Of course, that's not to say that I'll be letting him off scot-free. It's not often that I actually get the chance to be creative with my punishments. I'm going to talk to the members of the society. He'll get a chance to experience everything that he's ever inflicted on them.
Is he gonna use the same thing? Well, the funny thing is he can't really use the same thing that he's been using to punish everybody, because then you end up being kind of like him, right? So you kind of want to be different, have the most kind of just punishment, but that's kind of hard. But I guess, yeah, wherever the people feel, you kind of want to have a way to reassure that he won't kind of get away with it, right? I suppose this is the kind of punishment that only the fortress can met out by doing nothing.
Paimon didn't know you could also be so harsh. Looks like she should watch her tongue when she's around you in the future.
Why do you think I'd do that kind of thing to you? You offend me, Paimon. Anyway, jokes aside, thank you so much for all of your help. There's still a lot for me to take care of, so how about this? I'll treat you to a meal in 2 days at the Coupon Cafeteria. We should have a better handle on things by then.
No, Paimon's had enough of that place.
Don't worry, it won't be the same old welfare meal. I'll make the necessary arrangements.
Oh.
Oh, then you've got yourself a deal.
I mean, so I guess that guy initially was kind of scared of all the people in the prison, right? Around here. And his way to kind of deal with it was control the people using, you know, that fear mechanic that he had going around with them. Oh, I'm down here where the big ship was at, but I guess it's above ground now. $11? 2 days later, that's like kind of far. Tomorrow? Maybe after? During lunchtime? Yeah, he was eventually going to go against Wriothesley. He was hoping to be more prepared, but nope, we caught wind of it. Because that's just the duty that the one in charge of the fortress has to deal with. I think it's faster if I just teleport it to this teleport point and jump down. Hopefully the people are doing better. That's what I'm mostly curious about.
Ah, you're here.
Oh, it looks like a feast.
Never forgets about meals. Even if the traveler forgets, Paimon will remind him for sure.
You say that as if I haven't been feeding you or something.
That's not what Paimon meant at all. Wriothesley, you got what Paimon meant, right?
Hmm? I'm a little confused, actually.
Hey, not you too!
Jokes aside, I've got some good news. After taking a look, the doctors have let me know that it shouldn't be too difficult to extract the thorns, which means that everyone should be able to recover after a period of rest. As for their mental recoveries, most are making good progress as well. We've added a few who were more severely affected to a special observation list.
You sure got everything taken care of, Wriothesley.
I try my best. After all, it's my duty to take care of everything that happens within my territory.
I have a question for you, actually.
Please, go ahead.
Your flashbacks when you picked up the gem, your anger when you confronted usually. Why is this? I feel like these names in this fontaine are kind of hard to pronounce because they don't sound what they look like.
Ah, that's a bit of a long story. I once had a similar experience. It had to do with the host family I lived with as a child. I was an orphan, adopted by a couple with a great deal of love in their hearts. I had many siblings, and we all adored each other. Once we were older, Mom and Dad would turn us over to be individually adopted by families of greater means, and go on to adopt more young children. They were perfect parents. Or so I thought.
And then?
Don't tell me this is a story of human trafficking, kids. I feel like I've seen this before. That's what it sounds like it's up to. Then maybe he kind of stood up against them and he got in trouble because of that?
And then I found out we were merely raised as livestock. Once we had reached a certain age, our parents would bring us to the market for sale. All children that were sold would leave the house, and nobody would know what became of them. As for those who didn't sell, they were merely disposed of. Did you know I once considered myself an extremely lucky child? And all of my friends, all of my siblings, they all felt this way as well. I was also not the first to find out about the truth. All those who found out before me were simply added to the disposal pile. I could never shake the feeling of irony every time I juxtaposed their tragic ends against our parents' adoring smiles.
That explains a lot.
Yes. Like the society, my parents created a facade of joy, lied to satiate their desires, and even employed incredibly cruel methods to keep their grasp on power. They did all of that, but never considered how their actions would utterly ruin all the children they took under their wing. Worse, perhaps they never cared about that at all.
So this is why this is really personal to Wriothesley, what Dujay did to everybody in part of the society.
But I did. So in the end, I killed them and set all of the remaining children free. I was convicted for my crimes and exiled to the fortress of Meripede.
Ah.
My methods were extreme, yes, but I was still a teenager at the time. I'd been betrayed by those I trusted most, and I didn't think that more moderate ways would solve the problem. My doubt and helpless anger pushed me forward until I got what I deserved.
I have to take some time to process that. I don't really know what to say.
It's all right. You don't have to tell me what you think. I've already committed to this path, regardless of what anyone may say about it. The least I can do is to make sure that the same tragedy will not happen again in my new home.
Sorry to disturb you, everyone.
Oh, it's Avis and Fasol. Are you two feeling better yet?
It was all because you arrived in time. I managed to escape unscathed.
Glad to hear it.
We came here on impulse today, because we were hoping that you'd be able to lend us a hand, Your Grace.
Please, go on right ahead. I'll do my best to help. Within reason, of course.
It's... I'd like to be wedded to Avis here at the fortress.
Aw, that's sweet. It's actually a weird place for a wedding, but I guess it means a lot to them.
You're getting married?
I wasn't expecting this, that's for sure.
Yeah, we met each other through the society and both fell into Dujier's trap. But even during our time there, we never doubted each other. We always believed that Dugier was manipulating us, trying to make us mistrust each other. And after this incident, we've come to believe that we've found the one for the rest of our lives.
You could say we managed to make the best out of a bad situation. He didn't abandon me, and I didn't forsake him either. But we're still both prisoners. And we also aren't sure if the fortress is the best place to host something so celebratory. So we are just wondering, is our request a bit too out of line?
You're right in that the fortress has never hosted a wedding before. But that's no reason to say no, is it? I'll help you make the arrangements. If you need anything special shipped in from the surface, just say the word.
Oh, we can't thank you enough, Your Grace. We are actually also planning to stay here after the conclusion of our sentences.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we've already made tons of special memories here. So now it'd be too hard to leave. And we have full confidence in the fortress's future with you at the helm, Your Grace.
Your trust is the highest form of praise.
Hey, loosen up a bit. Shouldn't you be the happiest man in Teyvat to hear that people would like to stay of their own free will?
Yeah. I'll always take a genuine expression of faith over any obligation to obey.
Yeah, it's more of like a it doesn't really feel like a prison, right? It's almost like a really giant house for all the people that society couldn't really keep. So they had to push it into this house, and this house is just kind of there to kind of help them have some space and find purpose and kind of redefine themselves. And it's nice that, you know, they can find family here. That's what Wriothesley was kind of aiming to kind of do, right? And we're done. That was going to be a little bit more than that. What? Yep, and he also disappeared along with the food. So there's no more of that. So the funny thing is, only reason why I was able to kind of predict that it was going to be a human trafficking kind of scheme is because I've seen it through this before. It was through a game called Tales of... Is it Crestoria? It was a mobile game that didn't last too long. It only lasted 1 year, probably. But the initial story of the game started very strong, right? Where it's very funny. It's very similar. It's almost kind of a game that was about justice. It's kind of like how phones, they have a similar technology like phones that was gonna help bring justice to the world, right? But still, out of everything they have, that there was still injustice in the world going on, hidden behind closed doors, right? That even these technology couldn't save or convict these people, and the only way to kind of save the people was the main character had to kind of do something similar to what Wriothesley had to do to their adopted, or their, what do you call the adoption parents? Yeah, something like that. So it was a story that really impacted me. It was like, wow, that's a really dark story. And I was like, man, this is kind of leaning towards that when we were talking about like an orphanage. I was like, yeah, that's probably the only worst thing I could think of that could happen involving kids. Yeah, so the Tales of Crestoria is a story of, you know, that main character being convicted as a criminal for killing his parent, who was kind of doing the same thing as Riz's parents. And it's tough. The only reason why I didn't go too far in the game was because the whole story wasn't really out yet. So I was like, take a little pause and was trying to wait for more of the story to come out and then play it eventually. But by then, the game already kind of started closing because they couldn't make money to kind of keep the game going. So in the end, I never really got to see the rest of the story beyond that main plot point, how the main character became a criminal. And I just thought it was very funny because like Rizzy, the reason for him to become a criminal had to be that. It's a good story. It's kind of dark. I wouldn't say it's as crazy as like Rina's story, which is a little more heartfelt. But definitely this story is not a story you see too in common. And I guess it would be kind of more impactful if I didn't play Tales of Crestoria. What's my book? It's not my book, that's my inventory. Oh! I guess I'm done with commissions for today, for Thanksgiving. Yeah, I forgot that it already reached the next day already. Yeah, so I don't need to do these anymore. And that unfinished comedy should be back. It had something to do with... Wait, involvement issue resolved. You can continue this quest. Yeah, so it had to be some kind of quest that was down here that somehow I started. I don't remember starting it before. But let me go ahead and head back to Mondstadt to kind of collect my reward. I'm trying to also think if there's anything I need to farm, because I do have resin to burn before I really end the day.
Add Astra.
Thank you for
See what materials are available for me to farm. I think I vaguely do remember I probably need these books. The Carbon's Dream. Because I was like going over my characters yesterday night. I was like, huh, there are some weapons I really should start kind of working again. Which ones? Usually is the ones that gives energy recharge. So it's not that. Is that a bow? It's probably you. Yeah, it was definitely you. This is what I need right here. Yeah, I remember now. I remember getting to Nari in one of my streams or roll videos, and I was like, oh, I don't know about space for you, but he's a 5-star character, so I should not just ignore him and give him a chance. It's not, I don't really have a Dendro DPS character, so he could be the one for me, right? What can I do? Speed up? No, okay, it's always been this crew. This crew can handle this domain fine. I could make it stronger, but I don't really have to. The only reason why this domain is easy for me is because I have Ayaka. Grizzly probably would make it look really easy as well. But the one problem with this domain is the fact that you cannot spam your skills. After you use it once, it takes forever to gain it back.
Gotcha.
For characters that they can apply imbued or weapon with cryo, it makes this whole domain kind of easy. Kind of makes you wonder how hard this would be if it wasn't if I didn't have a character like Ayaka. I could freeze them just by dashing. And obviously by attacking. And then for these two, I just stand back here until they teleport together. Okay, close enough. Then I just throw my bursts before they keep attacking like that.
Whirling snow.
Usually I would kind of hit them together, but I guess that's fine. Usually they kind of spawn together. I guess I just need to be more like in between the two instead of more one-sided. Do it 2 more times, then I'll call it a night. Being able to finish like one character story in one stream feels quite nice, but it does go a little bit over than I would like sometimes.
Busted.
Oh, what? Not enough energy. Enough now?
The wind knows me. Fallen leaves.
And
Wind strike.
even though Kazuha can do it, Venti technically would be better in this domain than Kazuha. That way, like, the next crowd that comes could get pulled in. So this part would speed up if I actually had Venti instead. And I guess before I had Ayaka, Venti was a big part of farming this domain for me. Okay, now these two are together properly.
Whirling snow.
Those cooldown numbers are just insanely really high in here. I guess what they really want you to actually do and use is characters with artifacts. I just found a workaround to use something else instead. Well, technically, the way Ayaka plays, it's almost as if she has an artifact, right? Just like Wriothesley.
Gotcha.
Ninjutsu! Bye!
Clouds high. The birds come. One with nature.
Game's up. Fun's over.
Yeah. Since they're Hydro Slimes, these shots don't do any damage really, but I do get the damage increase from this buff. And what Yelan does is give about 50% attack buff when she does that. Not right away, but over time. Similar to the way Farina does, but Farina does it better when you go up to 75 attack buff. Which is why theoretically Farina's better. But I will say that Yelan just has a little bit more consistent hydro application. Which is why she still has her uses, and also having that speedy move to attack and gather enemies around a bit more better. It's also really useful. So Yelan still has her place, but if you're just using her just for the buff and damage, then Farina's probably better. But yeah, I'll just use them situationally. Definitely if I didn't have Yelan, then I would probably using Reno more often. But okay, so today's been pretty good. Story was pretty good. Got Wriothesley done. I will do another Genshin stream tomorrow. Most likely gonna be covering Yoyumiya next. Yeah, I'm just going from right to left. Tempted to kind of focus more on Baizhu. Because I really don't know much about him. Because I know a bit of Dea and a bit of Sino, but not much of him. And this is going to be Yoyumiya's second story, but I feel like, yeah, I'd just rather go with more recent one than more older one. First. We'll eventually go through them. It's just a matter of time. Yeah, even though I will be taking a little Genshin break for a couple weeks until the next update. But when the next update hits, I do the main story, do whatever other character story appears there. Then I will hit those characters story down that line. And besides Genshin tomorrow, we most likely will have some Baldur's Gate stream during the weekend. So we'll see how that will go. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my stream. And again, it is Thanksgiving, at least for some people in the world. So, well, it just started. They probably won't enjoy it right now or anytime soon, but probably more later during the day. But if you do, have a happy Thanksgiving.
How greedy of me.
Right. Well, time for me to get some sleep. So, see you guys later. NoukonNeko signing out. Bye-bye.